Yeah, we on the rise, press record, now play. AI tools got me glowing every day. Faceless grind, I'm paving my lane. Me 2 times, yeah, we changing the game. Elevate me to you, vibe is brand new. Built it from scratch, now we teaching you. Hit that sub, let the vision come true. This ain't just...
High impressions, low CTR, what YouTube is actually telling creators. Why this video matters. High impressions feel like progress, but for many creators, they're confusing and frustrating. You open YouTube Studio and see thousands of impressions, yet views barely move. That leads to questions. Is my content bad? Is my thumbnail broken? Did the algorithm stop liking my channel? Most creators assume impressions equal opportunity. They don't. Impressions are not YouTube rewarding you. They are YouTube testing you. And if you don't understand what that test actually measures, you'll misread your performance every single time. This video exists to separate visibility from validation and to show you exactly how YouTube decides whether your video keeps getting shown or quietly stops. Section 1. What an impression really means. Let's reset the definition. An impression does not mean YouTube recommended your video. An impression simply means YouTube showed your thumbnail and title to someone. That's it. It could be on home. It could be in search. It could be in suggested. An impression is YouTube asking a question. Will this viewer choose this video? What happens next is what matters. If the viewer clicks, YouTube collects data. If the viewer scrolls past, YouTube collects data. If the viewer clicks and leaves quickly, YouTube collects data. Impressions are the test. Viewer behavior is the answer. This is why high impressions with low clicks are common. YouTube isn't confused, it's learning. And here's the part most creators miss. YouTube does not care why a viewer didn't click. It only cares that they didn't. That means your title might be clear but not compelling. Your thumbnail might be clean but not interesting. Or the topic simply didn't match the audience shown. None of that is a penalty. It's feedback. And this is important to understand before you change anything. If this explanation already cleared up confusion for you, pause for a second and hit like on this video. Not for the algorithm, but because it tells me to go deeper into performance breakdowns like this. And if you've ever stared at high impressions wondering what went wrong, subscribe, because this channel explains YouTube the way YouTube doesn't. Now that you understand what an impression actually is, the next question becomes obvious. Why do some videos get tons of impressions, but almost no clicks? That's where CTR enters the picture, and why impressions alone can't save a video. Let's break that down next. Why high impressions don't guarantee views. High impressions feel exciting. They look like momentum. But impressions alone don't mean your video is winning. An impression simply means YouTube showed your video to someone. What happens next is up to the viewer. This is where 3 things matter more than impressions: click-through rate, satisfaction, and choice. First, CTR, click-through rate. If people see your thumbnail and title but don't click, YouTube learns something very fast. It learns that the video exists but doesn't compel action. You can have thousands of impressions and still struggle if the message on the outside doesn't match what viewers want in that moment. Second, satisfaction. Even when someone clicks, YouTube watches what happens next. Do they stay? Do they leave quickly? Do they finish? Do they engage? If viewers click and leave unsatisfied, impressions may continue briefly, but recommendations slow down. Because YouTube isn't trying to push videos, it's trying to protect viewer experience. And third, viewer choice. Every impression is a competition. Your video isn't just being judged alone, it's being compared to every other option on that screen. Another creator, another topic, another promise. If viewers scroll past, that's still feedback. So high impressions don't guarantee views because impressions measure exposure, not interest, not trust, and not satisfaction. That's why fixing impressions isn't about chasing the algorithm. It's about aligning your title, thumbnail, and opening seconds with what viewers are already looking for. And once you understand that, impressions stop being confusing and start becoming useful data. How YouTube chooses what to promote. YouTube doesn't promote videos randomly. It doesn't push content just because it exists, and it doesn't reward effort alone. YouTube promotes videos based on viewer behavior. There are 4 main places this happens: search, home, suggested, and watch next. Each one works a little differently, but they all follow the same core rule. YouTube watches how people respond. In search, YouTube looks at relevance. Does your title, description, and content actually match what someone searched for? And once they click, do they stay? In Home, YouTube is predicting. It asks, is this something this viewer is likely to enjoy right now? That decision is based on past watch history, interests, and satisfaction patterns. In Suggested, YouTube looks at connection. What videos are commonly watched together? What keeps viewers watching after their current video ends? And across all of it, Search, Home, Suggested, one signal matters most. What viewers do. Do they click? Do they watch? Do they keep watching? Or do they scroll past? High impressions don't mean success. Viewer choice does. YouTube isn't promoting videos, it's promoting viewer satisfaction. And the better your video serves the viewer, the more chances YouTube gives it to reach the next one. CTR versus watch time versus satisfaction. On YouTube, 3 metrics are often talked about together: click-through rate, watch time, and viewer satisfaction. But they do not carry the same weight. Click-through rate, CTR, measures whether someone chooses your video when it's shown. It tells YouTube if your title and thumbnail are doing their job. But CTR alone does not keep a video moving. Watch time measures what happens after the click, how long viewers stay, how much of the video they actually watch. If viewers click and leave quickly, the system learns that the video did not meet expectations. Viewer satisfaction goes even deeper. Satisfaction is measured through signals like likes, comments, shares, survey responses, and whether viewers continue watching more videos afterward. This is the metric YouTube protects the most. High impressions with low satisfaction slow distribution. High CTR with low watch time stalls momentum. But strong satisfaction, even with average CTR, can keep a video circulating. The algorithm is not chasing clicks, it's chasing satisfied viewers. And that's why sustainable growth comes from aligning all 3, not chasing just one. Titles and thumbnails. What actually matters? Titles and thumbnails matter, but not for the reason most creators think. Changing a title or thumbnail does not magically re-rank your video. What it actually changes is viewer behavior. When YouTube shows your video to someone, the system watches one thing first. Do they choose to click? That's click-through rate, CTR. But here's where creators get tripped up. A higher CTR only helps if viewers stay, watch, and feel satisfied. If people click and leave quickly or feel misled, the system reads that as a negative signal. That's why changing a thumbnail sometimes works, and sometimes makes performance worse. A better title or thumbnail doesn't mean more dramatic, more shocking, more clickbait. It means clear expectation, accurate framing, right audience. If your new thumbnail attracts the wrong viewers, YouTube will show the video less, not more. The algorithm isn't rewarding creativity alone. It's rewarding successful matches between content and viewer intent. So when you change a title or thumbnail, you're not fixing the algorithm. You're testing the audience, and the data always decides. If this is helping you understand why your videos perform the way they do, take a second to like the video. It tells YouTube this breakdown is useful, and it helps get it in front of creators who need clarity, not guesses. Tags, location, and common myths. What YouTube officially says does not matter much. Let's clear up some of the most common myths creators still stress about. Tags, channel location, and so-called algorithm hacks feel important, but according to YouTube, they don't carry nearly the weight people think. First, tags. Tags are not a ranking signal. They exist mainly to help YouTube understand spelling variations or clarify ambiguous terms. They do not boost reach, they do not force discovery, and they will not save a video that viewers don't engage with. Next, channel location. Setting your channel to a specific country does not tell YouTube to promote your videos there. YouTube recommends content based on viewer behavior, not where the creator lives. And finally, algorithm hacks. There is no switch, trick, or hidden setting that forces promotion. YouTube explicitly states that misleading tactics, exaggerated titles, or sensational thumbnails often hurt performance, not help it. What does matter is how viewers respond after your video is shown. Do they click? Do they watch? Do they stay? And do they feel satisfied? If viewers don't engage, no amount of tags, location tweaks, or hacks will override that. This section isn't about doing less. It's about putting effort where it actually counts. Does editing metadata reset the algorithm? Truth versus creator. Folklore. Does editing your title, thumbnail, or description reset the algorithm? This is one of the most common myths on YouTube. The short answer is no. Editing metadata does not reset your video. There is no algorithmic reset button. What actually changes is viewer behavior. When you update a title or thumbnail, the video is shown to people a little differently. And if viewers respond differently by clicking more, watching longer, or skipping, YouTube adjusts how often it shows that video. The system isn't reacting to the edit itself. It's reacting to how people interact with the video after the edit. That's why changing metadata sometimes helps and sometimes hurts. If the new title or thumbnail improves clarity and attracts the right viewers, performance can increase. But if it confuses viewers, overpromises, or attracts the wrong audience, watch time and satisfaction drop, and recommendations slow down. Nothing was reset. The feedback loop just changed. This is why YouTube recommends, don't change what's already working. And when you do test changes, test with intention, not panic. The algorithm doesn't punish edits. It listens to viewers. That's the difference between truth and creator folklore. Into the next section. Now that you understand the algorithm doesn't reset when you edit metadata, the next question becomes even more important. If YouTube isn't reacting to edits, what is it reacting to? The answer isn't likes. It's something creators rarely look at and almost never talk about. Why not interested matters more than likes. Negative feedback signals creators overlook. Most creators believe likes are the strongest signal on YouTube. They're not. Likes are a positive signal, but they're a weak one. What carries far more weight is negative feedback. When a viewer clicks not interested, skips your video quickly, or avoids it when it appears again, YouTube takes that very seriously. Not interested tells the system one critical thing. This video was offered, and the viewer actively rejected it. That's stronger than a missing like, stronger than silence, stronger than indifference. It's a clear signal of dissatisfaction. This is why videos with decent like counts can still stop getting impressions, because YouTube prioritizes avoiding dissatisfaction, not chasing approval. A small number of viewers saying not interested can outweigh a much larger number of likes, especially if those viewers are part of the audience YouTube is testing your video with. This is also why misleading titles and thumbnails backfire long-term. They may earn the click, but they increase rejection after. And the system remembers that. YouTube doesn't ask, did people like this? Did people regret seeing this? Creators who ignore negative feedback focus only on engagement. Creators who understand it focus on viewer satisfaction. That's how videos last longer. That's how recommendations stabilize. And that's how channels grow without constant spikes and crashes. How to read performance correctly. Here's the part most creators miss. Performance is not one number. High impressions don't mean success. High revenue doesn't mean stability. And low views don't automatically mean failure. YouTube looks at patterns, not moments. Click-through rate tells the system whether your packaging matches viewer intent. Watch time tells the system whether the content delivers on that promise. Satisfaction tells the system whether viewers felt the video was worth their time. Those three signals work together. When creators focus on only one, views, money, or impressions, they misread what the platform is actually saying. The goal isn't chasing spikes. The goal is building consistency. Creators who understand this stop reacting emotionally to analytics. They start reading them structurally. And that's when growth becomes predictable instead of stressful. Revenue is a result. Performance is a system. When you learn to read the system correctly, you stop guessing, and you start building with clarity. This video helped you understand your performance instead of stressing over it. Take a second to support the channel. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. Clear, practical, and built for creators who want stability, not surprises. And if this clarified something for you, drop a comment and let me know which metric finally made sense. Clarity changes how you create.
Yeah. We on the rise, press record, now play. AI tools got me glowing every day. Faceless grind, I'm paving my lane. Me 2 times, yeah, we changing the game. Elevate me to you, vibe is brand new. Built it from scratch, now we teaching you. Hit that sub, let the vision come true. This ain't just